Hi guys, welcome back to another video. In this video, I'm going to be talking about how you can literally change your life in 1 year. And I genuinely mean this, guys. If you follow the things I'm going to say in this video, in 1 year time, and mark the date of when you're watching this video, go to whatever date it is today, but in a year's time, and mark it in your calendar and say, like, my life changed 1 year ago today. And I want you to do that, guys, because it genuinely can. And I'm going to take you through the process. The stuff I talk about in this video doesn't have to be angled towards SMMA, social media marketing, which, if you're new to the channel, is the business model that I've fallen into. Is, 4 years ago I started a social media marketing agency, and I still run it to this day, before SMMA was as popular as it is today. But before that, I had loads of other online businesses that didn't do as well as I've done at social media marketing. So I want you to apply this to any business model you're in, whether you own a video editing agency, a copywriting agency, a e-commerce brand, whatever it is. Apply this to how you're going to change your life over the next year once you choose a business model. And it genuinely works, because this is exactly what I did, and it changed my life within a year. What I want you to do is spend the next 4 weeks learning a skill. Now, this might sound really obvious, but when I say 4 weeks learning a skill, this isn't spend 4 weeks learning a skill while trying to earn money. Forget about learning money for 4 weeks and forget about implementing any of it. And I mean this, even if you've started a social media marketing agency, 6 months ago, and you can't sign a client. That's the position I was in. I started my agency for 6 months, did not sign a single client, and I had to go back to the drawing board and get my shit together. And that's what I recommend you doing. If you're not currently making money in the business model you want to make money in, scrap the next 4 weeks of doing anything but learning. Buy a new notepad for 50p and a 20p pen and binge watch YouTube. Find some creators like Tom and I, loads of other creators very similar to Tom and I that produce very good content, and fill that notepad until it's full of a manual of how to do your service delivery. Because what most people do is they decide on day one, I'm going to start a social media marketing agency. And on day 2, they start reaching out to clients, but they've not put in the fundamental hours of learning their service delivery, learning how to sell their services, learning how to close clients, deal with clients. And they're already 10 steps behind, because they want to earn money on day 1. But you need to spend 4 to 5 weeks being a fucking bookworm and a YouTube geek to just learn the service inside and out. And that's going to tee you up and have your foundation, but your learning doesn't stop there. Then what I want you to do is I want you to spend the next 6 months after that 4 weeks. Yes, 6 months. This is how to change your life in a year, not change your life in 2 weeks like most gurus claim you can do, get to 10K in 2 weeks. It's not going to happen. I want you to spend the next 6 months implementing what you've learned in those 4 weeks, whilst continually learning with 0 distractions. Don't spend 2 hours of an evening watching Netflix. Every spare minute of your time, you need to be on implementing what you've learned in those 4 weeks and continually developing that knowledge. And in those 6 months, you need to have 0 expectation of making any money whatsoever, because it's the expectation of when I'm going to sign a client, when am I going to get some money rolling in, that destroys most people, because that's what motivates most people, which is money. But if you start your journey, 4 weeks of just being an absolute bookworm at learning your services, and then just scrapping the first 6 months and just calling that just the learning phase, you can sign clients on free trials. If I'm being brutally honest, guys, if all goes well, you should sign a client in those first 6 months. We had an Academy member join a week and a half ago, and he's already signed 2 clients. So it can happen. But what I'm trying to say is, when all of your goals are really short term, like I want to sign 2 clients in a week, I want to sign 2 clients in 2 months, you don't look long term, and that's what kills most people. Whereas when you look long term, the results come sooner than you think, because you're not chasing that constant quick win. So for the next 6 months after those 4 weeks of learning, you need to just remove all expectations of making any money. However, going back to before you start those 6 months, you need to build a plan. You have to have a plan of how you're going to stay consistent over those 6 months, because it's no good you learning loads of stuff, having your manual of information, going into those 6 months with waking up and not really having a plan what you're going to do that day. Oh, I might wake up today and send a few text messages. I might wake up today and post on Instagram. I might, do 10 cold calls. I might do 50 DMs on LinkedIn. It's not going to work like that. Before you start that 6-month period, you need to sit down with yourself and say, right, what can I realistically do every single day, which is going to put me in the best possible position to sign clients? And that's learning your service delivery, first of all, but also sales. You need to build a sales plan and strategy that you're going to stick to over those 6 months. So you need to have a presentation sorted. You need to have a presentation of what you're going to deliver to a client if someone says yes to a meeting, and you can build that in your first 4 weeks as you learn. What you also need to do is you need to say, right, what am I going to do every single day? The amount of videos on this channel in regards to consistency and the importance of being consistent in growing a business, that, there's 10, 15, 20 of them on this channel because it's so important. So before you start that 6 months, you need to sit down and say, right, every single day I'm going to connect with 50 business owners on LinkedIn. I'm going to build a lead list of 100 people. Then the next day I'm going to connect with all of 100 of those on LinkedIn. I'm going to cold call all 100 of them, and I'm also going to email them 10 times. Whatever it is, that's going to be different to every single person because every person's going to have a different amount of time that they're willing to spend on it. So that way, at the end of your 4 weeks, once you've got that manual of information, you also have a very clear plan of what you need to do every single day for the next 6 months with no excuses, no distractions, 100% discipline, and that will get you to where you need to be. And then after that 6 months of just not like zero expectations, you should have picked up, a few meetings, a fair few meetings. You should probably, realistically, you should have had a client if you were doing the right things. And that way you can start to leverage those things moving into month 8. And then the final 4 months of the year is where you really should start to see the ball rolling of, right, I've picked up 2 clients here. I've picked up 3 clients. Now I can start seeing money in the bank and I've started to make a little bit of money. And I guarantee, guys, if you stick to that plan for a year, that's a very, very simple roadmap of what you do in month 1, what you do in month 2 to 7, and then what you do from month 7 to 12. And if you stick to that plan, you stay consistent, most importantly after month 1, at the targets you set after 30 days of learning, you really are going to get to where you need to be, providing you've learned from the right people in month 1. That's also super important. If you're watching YouTubers who are teaching get rich quick and outsourcing your work, you're going to be on a back foot. Hence why I always talk about the academy, and this video isn't to pitch the academy at all, guys, but when you need to have that manual of solid information from people and learning from people that actually run an agency and are actually signing a client in 2023. If you're learning from people that no longer have an agency, or you're listening to people who are running a personal branding agency rather than an agency that works with local businesses, which they're telling you to go after, the strategies are completely different. Hence why you need to be learning from legit people that actually run the agency that they're teaching other people how to run. So yeah, please stick to that, guys. Let me know how you get on. Use the comments below this video as a journal to update everyone how you're getting on. Message them on Instagram how you're getting on, and I guarantee you can change your life in a year, providing you're learning from the right people, providing you stick to your targets that you set. There's loads of videos on this channel of the targets you need to set in order to sign a client or get to 10K a month, and I guarantee you're going to get there. It's the only guarantee I'm going to give on this channel. So yeah, hope you enjoyed the video, guys. Please subscribe, because we're back posting every single day and putting a lot of time and money into these videos to increase the quality of them. And yeah, hopefully we'll see you soon at tomorrow's video.